Hello everyone, this is Carla from Casey Creates, and for those of you who don't know me, I have been for about the past 4 years really having a great time doing fabric and paper crafting, even though I am an art teacher and I primarily do ceramics and clay. I've been using my YouTube channel to just have a wonderful time with the crafting community, and I've learned so much from so many talented crafters on the subject of lace and fabric crafting. But I wanted to, in this video, introduce a crafter's tag. Excuse me. And so I have watched videos on different tags over the last several years, and I've participated in a couple of tags. So I'm really hoping I can motivate you all to help me out with this crafter's tag. I am in desperate need of getting organized, and I'm also a little nosy. I like to know what people use and what works best for them. And so here goes. I'm gonna go a little slow so that I don't get too confusing, because I've never really done this before. But in an attempt to get my crafting space a little more organized and usable, I want to ask all crafters, no matter what kind of crafting you do, a few questions. And the first one is, well, so I have here lace and fabric crafts and paper crafting, because that's the kind of crafting that I've been doing lately. But under this one, it's gotta have it. And what I'd like to know is, what are some of the items that you currently craft with that you absolutely have to have in your arsenal, for lack of a better term, or supplies? Yeah, what type of supplies do you absolutely have to have and can't run out of in order to keep your crafting going and doing what you love? So mine was glues. However, I do get a little carried away because I always want to try a new glue. But I was wondering if you think, for fabric and paper crafters, and maybe even jewelers, these are the glues that I think I have to have. I use the Art Glitter Glue, Fabri-Tac. I actually still like to use Aleene's Tacky Glue for paper, and the glossy accents, and then a good glue stick. Even though I'm showing you this one, it's not a good glue stick. I like to use Elmer's glue stick. Oh yeah, here's one. So Elmer's glue stick. So for paper, primarily Tacky Glue and the Elmer's glue stick, and anything else, it's Fabri-Tac and Art Glitter Glue. And then glossy accents is nice to have. So I'm hoping that maybe I can just stick to these and not keep picking up all different kinds of glues that I think I might try. Like when I'm in a Dollar Tree or somewhere, I'll grab some other glues and then not even open them, and then they end up just taking up space. So tell me, what glues do you use? Can you narrow it down to just 2 that would be sufficient for all of your crafting? So that's on my gotta have it list, my glues. And then the other is scissors, and it's again another thing that I feel like I pick up scissors all the time, but not the best quality scissors. So I end up with 12 different pair of scissors that end up all getting dull around the same time. What are some really good scissors that you use? I had some of the Tim Holtz ones in my cart yesterday at Hobby Lobby, and then I thought, I'm gonna ask, are those really good ones? Do people really find that they fussy cut well or stay sharp? Somebody tell me, what are some really good scissors? Because I have to have them. So my 2 things are good scissors and glue that I can rely on. But I'm wondering, what are the products that you can't craft without? And then, do you keep it in reserve? Let's see, the next one was, well, you could share how you organize and keep it handy if you have all of your things like right there at your fingertips. That's another issue that I have, is most of my things are in boxes and bags and get put away. So then I have to dig back through it to find it in order to use it. So if you have time and want to share how you keep your supplies that you need to keep at your fingertips organized, that would be really helpful. Let's see. So here's the other question. What about need to pitch it? So the first one is you gotta have it. Second one is need to pitch it or toss it. And the reason I say that is because I often will grab an item that I think, oh, that looks great because I saw it on somebody else's channel, and then I never even open it. So here's an example. I have all of these distress inks and oxides, and what else? I have watercolor brushes. I think I have some other things, but these are for instance. I think I've used one of these once. I've used these once, but maybe mixed media artists will find more use for this type of thing. And then distress crayons. I've had these for about 3 years. I just realized that you can use them for watercoloring. They're water reactive. So these are things, if it were you, would you just pitch it, meaning give it away or put it in a Goodwill bag to give, to give to charity? What do you do with the items that you just, you're not going to use? I need courage, you guys. Courage to just get rid of it so that it's not taking up extra space. And a lot of them are these items because I have my go-to oxides. I have my vintage photo and I have my spun sugar, and these are the colors that I literally go to whenever I want to distress the edges of my paper or color things. So do you have a lot of things like this that you purchase because you're really excited about it, or maybe it was a really, really good deal and then it just sits? That's my pitch it pile. The other thing is this gadget. It's like a Big Shot, but it's not. It's by Love Nicole, and it was a really good deal, and I really love die cut pieces when I see them on people's cards and in their journals, and they make such beautiful edges that you wouldn't be able to necessarily fussy cut. But I never use this machine. It doesn't take up a lot of space, so it's probably worth keeping, but at the same time, then I get all of these die cuts and things, and it's too much stuff. So that was one of the purchases where I purchased it and unfortunately don't use it. Okay, so it was gotta have it, need to pitch it, or basically give it away. So maybe you could share what you might need to pitch. Another thought would be you need to pitch it because it's really not a very good item. That's what I found with this Gorilla Glue. I thought Gorilla Glue would be great because of the name, and it's similar to E6000 products. But this glue stick, I spend a lot of time putting it on the surface, sticking it down, and a few minutes later it just lifts right back off. So this is a need to pitch it item. I don't know if I have any other in front of me right now. So gotta have it, need to pitch it, and then tend to hoard it. So those are the 3 items, and tend to hoard it on my list would be dangle trim. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. but I'm constantly keeping my eye out for dangle trim. And when I get it, I want to, you know, craft with it, but I tend to just hoard it and keep it stored away. I don't know why. It needs to be used. And recently I have put it in my journals again, but who does not love, if you do fabric and lace crafts, dangle trim? And it isn't easy to come by, so I tend to hoard that. And then I tend to hoard vintage doilies that are gorgeous in journals but hard for me to part with. I just purchased these on an online little marketplace community sale place in our area. Aren't these pretty? They're so thin and delicate. So I love the thin, delicate vintage doilies. And then I love anything with tatting. This is hand tatting. Yeah, this is handmade. So I tend to hoard that. And then if you all watch my videos, you know I tend to hoard anything tiny floral print. And I love the little 6x6 or 8x8 size paper pads. But I'm always looking for vintage floral print papers, and I tend to hoard those. And I probably will continue to do that. And I just have to, if I'm going to make room for anything, it's going to be my floral print paper pads. So the other thing is decoupage napkins and rice paper and tissue paper. I tend to hoard that, and it just don't, you know, when you do decoupage, it doesn't take much. And so I have all these rolls and napkins and rice paper, and then I make something, I don't know, do I have one handy? Let's see if I have one of my little decoupage envelopes handy. I don't, but they literally are about this size after I get them made and ready to go in my journal. So that's something I should slow down on, because if you can see, this one's quite wrinkled, but I have a whole package of these, and if I were to decoupage with it, I'd probably use 1/4 of one. Some of these I've had from the very start of my crafting, which was 4 years ago. So yeah, I tend to hoard those as well. So like I said, in an attempt to get a little more organized, maybe even to get to know you better, and to bring our crafting community together during the summer months and hear from you, even though I know it's a busy time, it would be wonderful if we could tag about 3 people to share with us what you gotta have, what you might need to pitch, and what you tend to hoard. And if you really want, you could show us a little bit of your organizational process so that we can take some tips and maybe get a little better organized in the process. So I hope that makes sense. Please tag somebody to join in on the crafters tag. Gotta have it, need to pitch it, tend to hoard it. And because I'm the one starting the tag, I want to tag anybody that's watching this and would like to participate. Please join in. Here, I'll just show you my list again in hopes that it'll make sense. And what I'd like to do is then make a playlist, and then and please don't be intimidated and not tag somebody who you think might not want to participate. If they don't want to participate, hopefully they'll just say I can't at this time in the comment section. But I feel like everybody should be approachable, because most of the people, if not all of the crafters in our community, put up videos and they really like for us to watch and comment. And so this is one way we can help each other out. So, gotta have it, need to pitch it, tend to hoard it, answer the questions, Tag 3 people you'd like to hear answer these questions, and let's see how far we can make this tag go, from people who have 80,000 subscribers to people who just have 80 subscribers. Maybe we can all join in and, like I said, share some of these ideas and items. Oh, and if you have an item that maybe we haven't heard of, or a glue or a product that we might be interested in, share that with us too. Okay? Thanks for watching. I hope you'll find this interesting and tag somebody. Thanks. Bye.